Welcome back to the Crochet Crowdhouse. Host my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to focus on the April Flowers wreath. Just to be above the table with you today, you are going to have a styrofoam ring which you can yarn wrap on your own. I'm not going to demonstrate that today for you. And so simply you just buy a styrofoam ring and you can just wrap it, and you can see that they were strategic about it. So they used a blue main color, and then in the sections here they use variegated to have that different look. Now there are several different types of flowers that are used. There's buttons that are in the center, and you can decide to do buttons or just leave it empty. I'm not a fan of sewing on buttons, so what I did when I attached it, I just took the bottom leftover strand and then I brought it through the top so that it's permanently attached. So you can decide to do that if you want to. When you have all of this idea particularly done, you can just hot glue it then in place. There are leaves, and there's only one type of leaf, and you can see that, and it looks really amazing. So I used a Patons Alpaca Blend. Now technically that's not a decor yarn, but I really like how it looks. It's almost like felted in that way, and you'll be using an F size 3.75 or 3.75 millimeter hook, so size F is in Frank. And so you can decide to do this. So you'll just need some hot glue, some straight pins if you would like to, and the yarn and etc. So I'm going to be demonstrating today the different types of flowers, and you can then finish it off on your own. So there's a big beautiful picture there just in case you would like to see how that's done. So I'm going to begin today, and I'm going to work sequentially through here. So we'll do the round flower and then the daisy. So the daisy has the outer petals and then the inner petals, and then we have the large posy, small posy, leaves, and then you can have the finishing techniques, and you can sew on your buttons if you want to. I don't have any buttons here to sew and if I didn't, I probably wouldn't demonstrate it anyway. I'm not really a fan of buttons, but I really like the way that this looks, and I would probably hot glue the buttons on because that's the kind of guy I am. Let's begin, and we're gonna start with the round flower first. This is the round flower, and it's actually a coil chain. If you really look at it from this perspective and you start peeling it back, you realize that it's just a long chain that is naturally coiling onto itself. And the very final, what you're going to do is you're just gonna run the final strand up and through just to secure this, and then pull it back down, and voila, you have that, and then you can just hot glue it to the wreath. Let's begin to do the round flowers next. So let's begin. You're gonna start off with a slip knot. It's classified as an easy level project. It really is actually too. Okay, so we're going to start, and you're gonna chain 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So what we're going to do is that we're going to build the flower onto this chain, and it will naturally coil around. Let's begin. Row number 1, which is the only row for this particular concept. Okay, we're gonna work throughout this whole thing. So we're going to go second chain from the hook, and just grab it and just go to the back hump of the chain, and you're going to single crochet. So that's the first chain done. So I might as well just take you through this slowly. So the first 4 chains that you'll have, they'll each be 3 single crochets. So you'll do the first one. So 1, 2, and 3 is in the first one, and then do it again. So 1, 2, 3 is in the second, and then do it again. So 1, and let it curl around, 2 and 3, that's in the third one, and the last one of the grouping of 4 is 1, 2, and 3. Easy goes, right? Okay, so we just finished the first grouping of the single crochets, so we have more chains to work with. So the next 4 chains will each be 3 half double crochets. So let's count those out together. So 1, 2, and 3. So that's number 1. Do it again in the next one. So 1, 2, and 3. That's number 2. And do it again. So 1, 2, and 3. That's number 3. Do it again. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and that was number 4. We still have more chains to work with, so we're going to continue on. In the next 4 chains, that'll be 3 double crochets each. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and that's number 1. Do it again. Next chain is 1, 2, 3, that's number 2, and then we have 1, 2, 3, that's number 3, and one more time, and then we have 1, 2, and 3. And then finally the last chains that are left, there's only 4 of them left, there's going to be 3 trebles in each. So we'll start with the first one. So 1, 2, and 3. So I wouldn't be worried saying that's 1 of 4 because you know that it is, because you're coming to the end. So do the next one, do another set of 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and then again just 2 more chains left. I feel like aerobics today. Well, not actually doing it, but sounding like I am. You know, pear is a shape too. So okay, so then I have my last chain and there's going to be 3, so 1, 2, and 3, and then that's it. So what I want you to do is that this is done. So see how it's kind of curling up like this? I want you just to cut a long enough tail so that you can put it into a tapestry needle, and we're going to need to get rid of the ends first. So just pull it through to lock it. Let's get rid of this strand. This is the starting strand, and just stay on the back side of it and put it through a tapestry needle and just glide it through the back side. So this will be touching and hot glued to the wreath. So, and you're gonna pull it back and forth a total of 3 times. So what we're going to do then for the next part of this, once I have this done, so just trim it, gone, and we are going to then put the needle into the other one. Now I want you to uncoil it to just open it up a little bit more than it looks, and just start stacking it on top of each other. So make sure it still stays flat, and just kind of open it up and just roll it out on top of each other like that. Take the needle and turn it over and go through close to the middle, actually go through some stitch work and pop it out to the front, and just enough that you can actually get a piece of this starting in there. So coming up, okay, and then back down. Just have to go up once and back it down. That's it, done. And then that will hold that into place, and then turning it over, go back and forth a total of 3 times like I showed you already, and then that'll be the end of this flower. So this one's good to go. You can sew a button to it if you wish. There's buttons sewn to the ones in the example, or you can leave it as is or do something even more creative. It's up to you. And this would be the round flower, and it's a coil, and you can see they're awesome. So we're going to do the daisy next. You will notice, and I'm just gonna be transparent, that there should be 8 petals of the large daisy on the outside, and there's only 7, so I miscounted. But you can see it still looks okay, but you should have 8 of those, so I wanna be above table. I actually did a few of these. I just left it upstairs, so I'm just gonna tell you that I did that. The middle daisy here will have 6 petals, and then I used the long tail from the end just to come up and come across to the top and then back down to secure. And you can then wet block it. So I actually damped this and put it down, and I flattened it out, and therefore, and then I curled the ends so that it would naturally just turn up like that. So it is a little more interesting. Let's begin to do the daisy. We're gonna start with the outer petal first. So I'm going to be abbreviating now at this point, because each petal, there's 8 petals, so it's the same instruction, so I don't need to show you more than a couple times. So we're going to start, and you're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2, and then in the very second chain, the first chain that you're starting with, I want you to put 8 single crochets in there, and that's how you get your 8 petals. So this is 2, put that straggler so that it's lying on top. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And once you have your 8, you may want to verify that, so just count it backward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that's where you're going to slip stitch to form the center. Even though I'm experienced at crochet, I always count back just to make sure, especially when you're relying on a certain number. If you've gone over top of the straggler, you can simply just cut that out and you can have that nicely done. And we're going to move on to round number 2, and this is going to be the same instruction all the way around. So the round consists of just making the petals. So this is the last round, round number 2. You're going to immediately, right where you are, chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Second chain from the hook, you're going to single crochet on the back hump of the chain. And in the next chain you're also going to single crochet. You're then going to half double crochet the next chain, and then finally the last 2 chains that exist, still staying on the back, are double crochet. So 1 and 2. Okay, so now you're going to single crochet into the next stitch. So coming into the next stitch, single crochet, and then start all over again. So I'll show you one more time. So you're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second chain, you're going to single. The next chain you'll single. The next chain you'll half. And the final 2 chains are double crochet. So 1 and 2 in a row, and then coming into the next one down here, you're going to single crochet into the next stitch and do that all over again. So chain 6 and work your way all the way back. I need you to do that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end of this round. So when you come all the way around, you're just gonna come in and slip stitch to the last one. Okay, so to there, and you should have a total of 8 petals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And therefore you're going to leave a longer tail than normal on here, and you're going to put that aside. This will be the bigger daisy petal that will be on the back, and then the next one that we're about to do, the inner petal, will sit on top of this. So just leave that off to the side, and when we do the inner petal, I'll show you how to attach those two together. So let's begin to do the inner petals. So it's just a smaller version of what we just did, and we're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2. Second chain from the hook, you are going to put in 6 single crochet this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then just go to the 6th one back if you can't see it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, I always say that I count it anyway, even if you weren't watching me. So let's begin round number 2. So round number 2, this is what it's gonna be. So you're gonna chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Second chain from the hook, I need you to single crochet, and then you're going to half double crochet, and then you're going to double crochet, and then you're just going to go into the next the next stitch. So single crochet the next stitch and begin that all over again. So there's gonna be a total of 6 petals. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Second chain from the hook, single. The next one is half. The last one is double, and then single crochet in the next stitch. And please do this all the way around. This is the inner petal, and I'll see you back here in a moment. So I'm coming all the way around. I've just double crocheted into the last one, and I'm just going to slip stitch to where I started. And you should have a total of 6 of these petals. Now you want to get rid of all your tails in this one. So this one you need to get rid of everything. So it's like I showed you on the coil flower. You're just gonna turn over and just weave in the stitch work back and forth a total of 3 times. So just putting it onto the tapestry needle and just staying on the back side. And these just take a few seconds to do this. The biggest complaints that we see on Stitch Social is that people complain about tails falling out all the time. But the secret is if you go back and forth 3 times, it should never fall out on you. And if it does, then oops. But chances are it shouldn't. So you'll do that with all of those, and then I'm gonna bring you back with the big one and I'm gonna show you how to attach. So we're gonna put the two together. You can do different colors if you wanted to, like I showed before in the samples. So you can just put those together. This is the tail end, so what I want you to do is I just want you to drag it through the bottom side to about almost near the middle, and when you pull it, don't pull it so it changes the shape, just so that it cleans it up. And I want you to poke it through the front and then put the other one on and stack it so it's roughly in the same position, and then come all the way up and then just go straight down across and then back down to the back. Now I did it total of 3 times, so I just do it. So once, come up in a different section and then across. And what I am focusing on is there's 6 single crochets if you recall. So I'm basically going through where those stitch work is and I'm going back and forth. Okay, so it's crossed over, then I turn it over and just weave it back and forth a total of 3 times, and this will be the inner flower. If you would like to sew on a button, you can do that if you want to. If you want to hot glue it on, you can. If you've got other ideas, just go for it. And this will be how you do the daisy. Let's move on and do the large posy next. So let's move along and do the large posy. Nice and simple, again just 2 rounds, and we're going to do this, and again a button is put onto the front of this if you want to. Let's begin to do that next. Let's begin to do the large posy. Just start with the slip knot and then chain a total of 2. So 1 and 2, and in the second chain from the hook I want you to put 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, go right up over top of that straggler, therefore you don't gotta sew it in. This is 4, 5 and 6, and attach to the 6th one back. If you're not sure, count it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Slip stitch, and then you get rid of your tails, and we're moving on to round number 2, which is the only round left. I'm going to improvise from the pattern here. If you noticed in this pattern, see how I got a little bit of a gap here? This is because of the way it's starting. So I'm gonna show you a different alternative. So it tells you to chain 4, treble, and then chain 4 and single crochet in the same spot, but it causes that gapping space. So I'm going to show you something. I'm going to just chain 1 and I'm going to single crochet into the first one. So this is my improvisation. Then I want you to start and do the instruction. So chain 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the same one that you did the single crochet, I need you to treble, and then chain 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and single crochet into the same one as before. And that's what it looks like. So now you're gonna go to the next stitch and do the same thing. So you're just going to move over to the next one, single crochet to start, and then chain 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, treble into the same one, and then chain 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and single crochet into the same stitch. So I want you to do that same thing going all the way around, and you will have a total of 6 petals. So I'm on my last one, and I've chained 4 and I'm single crocheting back to into the same last one, and I'm just going to slip stitch then to the beginning one, and then I'm just going to trim my yarn, trim it long enough so that you can get that into a tapestry needle and pull it nice and tight, and you're gonna turn it over to the back side and then just glide it through. Make sure you have everything intact. So 1, 2 and 3, and then you can sew a button onto it. You can hot glue the button onto it. You can then glue it to your wreath and just shape it, and you may want to wet block it too in order to get it to sit perfectly, and this would be how you would do this one. So this here is the large posy. So let's do the small posy. Small posy, I'm going to show you the same cheating technique that I did for the large one. I'm just going to improvise how it started because you can see that it looks a little off how I started, and that's just because the instruction has used chaining 2 right away. So I'm going to demonstrate a little cheating technique, and we're going to begin the small posy next. So let's begin to do the small posy. Just start up and you're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2, and you're going to do a total of 6 single crochets into the second chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go right up over top of that straggler to trap it underneath, and then that's it. So 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Join it with a slip stitch. I always double check even though I'm experienced. And then if you've gone over top of the straggler, you'll be able to cut that out and then begin round number 2. So in round number 2 it says to chain 2 and then half double crochet, chain 2 single crochet into the same stitch, but it creates that little bit of a gap. So I'm going to just change it just a little bit. So follow the instruction if you prefer that. So you're going to just chain up 1 in my way of doing it, and then you're going to single crochet into the first one, then chain 2, and then half double crochet into the same one, and then chain 2, 1, 2, and then single crochet into the same one. Okay, and now you move to the next one. So you have a total of 6 of these. So start off with a single crochet, chain 2, half double crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and do that all the way around. This is a small posy, and I'll see you here in just a moment. So I did my very last petal with the single crochet into the last one. So then you're just going to tightly slip stitch it to the beginning, and then you'll use your tapestry needle to hide that tail into the back. So just make sure you kind of pull it tight so that it kind of looks like it belongs. Turn it over and run that tapestry needle back and forth a total of 3 times, and this will be the small posy. And then you can sew a button to it. You can hot glue a button, whatever you'd like to do. I think part of the creativity of crochet is to make sure that you also have your own personality. So as much as you can duplicate what the pattern is, I often encourage people to go out on their own and do something that really suits their needs. So this will be the small posy. So let's begin to do the leaves. Let's take a look at the leaves. There's just one type of leaf. I just used 2 different colors here, and really simple. So let's begin to do that next. So you're going to make 1 or 2 leaves per flower. You can decide what you would like to do, and then it's going to just simply just rest behind the flower. So it'd just be kind of shooting on the side. So no matter what one you did, it'd be something like that. Okay, so let's begin to do this. So we're going to start with chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then we're going to begin row number 1. In row number 1 we're going to go second chain from the hook. So just count it back, 1 and 2. Stay on the back hump of the chain. So second chain from the hook is a single crochet, and you're going to single crochet into the next stitch. You're then going to half double crochet into the next stitch. Then you're going to double crochet into the next stitch, and then we're going to get smaller again. So the next one we're going to do a half double crochet, and then the very last one here you want to put in 3 single crochets, and this will naturally turn the leaf around. So we're going to say 1 and let the leaf turn, 2 and 3, and then starting on the bottom of this one right here you're going to make it bigger again. So the first one is 1 half double crochet, so it's like a mirror. So it's a half, the next one is a double, go right up over top of that straggler, and therefore you don't have to sew that in later. So then the next one is a half, like that, and the next 2 are single crochets. So 1 and 2, but you're not quite done. What you need to do is that you need to slip stitch it to the first single crochet to finish, and that will create a little point. Now once you're done that, that's it. Trim it, and trim it just long enough, don't waste too much yarn. But honestly what you have to just do is get that tail. If you went over top of the other tail, you can just simply get rid of that. And then put the last tail that you just finished with onto a tapestry needle and just turn it to the back side. You can see it naturally wants to fold up towards you on the good side, so you can clearly tell when you put the tapestry needle in and pull it, make sure you don't change the shape of the leaf. And you can wet block this if you wanted to as well to make it sit more flat. And back and forth a total of 3 times. It should never come out on you, and therefore you can hot glue this also to the wreath. So you'll need to do several of these leaves, and now all you just need to do, now that you have your leaves, you have your posy, and then you had your daisy, and then you had your round flower. So you have all the components that I just taught you, and therefore you can mix and match your wreath, and it always looks cool just off to the side. And when you look at it from this perspective, you can see it's just on here, and just this is probably just covering this strand that's just holding it to the frame there. And this looks pretty awesome, and have a great day. So it's Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd. We'll see you again soon.